Okay, see if
Alright.
okay, did that do anything?
Yep, we're good.
Okay. Okay.
Hello and welcome to Full Throttle. With me today is my good friend, Kister Fox from Xbox. How are you? How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Glad to be here.
Well,
How you doing?
oh, pretty good.
That's
So,
good.
for starters, let's talk about what you think of the season so far for NASCAR.
I'm a little shocked. The biggest shock that I have of the season is that Chase is not being out front more. That's not my biggest shock. I figured that he would have won quite a few races by now. And he did win at Road America, I think, wasn't it? But that's my biggest shock.
Yeah, that's mine too. So tell everybody what you do on Xbox and what you're, as much as you can, tell people what you do for their community. For those of you that don't know.
Okay, well, I'm moderator of the one of the online NASCAR communities that's owned by Marty Hensley, also known as Rock NASCAR 388. So I'm one of two moderators, and then he's the owner. So it's three of us, and we run the page. And what we do on that page is we mainly support the leagues, the online racing leagues in NASCAR or NASCAR related games. Most of what we do is Marty watches almost all the races every single day, 7 days a week. All the races that are being broadcast. I watch some when I'm not racing, and then after each race, Marty and myself and Aiden Norman, who is the other moderator, we usually go on the page and announce. Marty announces who won, and then we all congratulate the winner. We also on that page. We have other news that that league owners and just people who are involved in the leagues will put up on there, and it's really just a really great community because there's a lot of Facebook communities, unfortunately, that focus on NASCAR and online gaming that are pretty toxic, and ours, the Xbox One NASCAR racing community. We are very non-toxic. That's kind of our pride and glory, is we try to keep the site or the page non-toxic, and everybody kind of keeps their their bad business out of there, and keeps it and it's a great place. Like if, for example, if someone needs help with something, usually one of us or even someone in the community will come within minutes and help that person out. Like I think it was a week or two ago, I posted on there that someone had reached out to me and asked me about a good way to do the score sheets for their league. And I have one, but it's not as easy. This person wanted one that was a lot easier and friendly. And I reached out on the site, put a post on there, and within 5 minutes, there were 6 or 7 league owners actually trying to help. And we got that help for the person or the league owner. So it's just a really good place on there.
But who is your favorite driver? I mean, what got you into NASCAR?
Dale Earnhardt Sr. He was the whole reason that I started watching NASCAR when I was really young, and I mean that's about all I can say. Is the first time I saw that number 3 on the track, and I was a really, really tiny boy then. I just got the fever. I just got the Earnhardt fever, and I still have it to this day. Actually, I miss Dale so much, and I miss seeing him on the track. Even he had some years there off and on where he didn't, wasn't really in competition that much, but I still, no matter what, if that number 3 was on the track, he might have a chance of actually doing something big. And that's what made me, really love Dale Earnhardt and the 3 and that's what kept me watching it. And I did go through a period after he was he left us. I went through a period where I didn't watch much racing for quite a few years because of it. But I just got back into it probably 7 or 8 years ago. I got back into NASCAR, but I was away from NASCAR from probably 2001 to 2014 or 2015. So I was out of it a long time after Dale taken from us.
What track do you think suits you the best on the game? I mean, prepared real life and everything.
Like what do you mean? The kind of like car, like the trucks or the cup cars? Or is that what you mean? Like,
Yeah,
what do I like?
what vehicle suits you the best on the NASCAR game? I mean,
Um, I honestly like Xfinity probably the most, and the reason that I probably like the most, I find that they're the hardest cars to drive. Like the trucks, they're pretty easy to drive. They don't go that fast compared to the others. I love the cup cars, but they're just outright fast, and they're not as wide. The Xfinity, at least on Heat 5, they're harder to drive, at least in my opinion, and that kind of gives me a challenge. I'm actually the worst in those cars. I'm better with the trucks. I'm better with the cup cars. I tend to struggle with the Xfinity cars a lot, but I think that's why I like them, because it gives me a more of a challenge driving those cars.
yeah, for me, it's the cup cars that give me a challenge.
I definitely love the speed of the cup cars. I mean, we're in our deal, my league, we're going to be at Dover next Monday, not tonight. Tonight we're at Talladega, but next Monday we're going to be at Dover, and that's my favorite track on Heat to drive. And we're in the cup cars, and those cup cars at Dover will literally spin all the way around the turns. I mean, they have so much speed, and when you go into the turns, they're so fast that if you all you have to do is let up on the throttle, and they still want to just slide because they're so fast on that track. So I won there in the trucks back in March. We're gonna try to do it again in Cup, but the Cup cars are so fast there. It's my favorite track on the game. My favorite track in real life is Bristol, because that growing up, that was my home track. But on the game, I really love Dover. It's just really, I love Bristol's my second favorite on the game. A lot of people don't like Bristol. The short tracks, I've had more success as a driver on the short tracks than anything else. I think 5 of my 6 wins in leagues have come on short tracks. So love some short tracks.
So do you love the short track racing for NASCAR, or just love it?
Yeah, I mean, as far as watching NASCAR in real life, Bristol is my favorite, hands down, to watch. I went there. I was at the Bristol race in 1998 when Dale Earnhardt pushed Terry Labonte out of the way on the last lap. I was sitting right there, right below the cars when that happened. So Bristol is my all-time favorite track. There won't ever be a track that I love more than Bristol. A lot of it is like I said, when I was a little boy going to Bristol all the time. I grew up about an hour and something from Bristol, so it's Bristol was really special to me. But I feel like some of the best racing goes on there just because of how short it is, and just to me Bristol is just a completely different track than anywhere else. And if you've never been there, if someone said to me, if I can only go to one NASCAR race, where would it be? To me, it would be Bristol, because it's just especially the August race, or the night race at Bristol. That's the one that I went to and just absolutely had the time of my life. And I've been to other races since that, and that was my first NASCAR race, and I've just never had a better experience of the race after that.
Yeah. Well, I know this is your last interview for a while. And
Yep.
I also know you can't speak about what's going on. So,
Well,
but
what I can say is we've got quite a few weeks, and we're in RL tonight is week 4, I think. I think it's week 4, and we've got 26 races. So we still have a bunch of racing to do, but we in season 3 we do, which will come closer to the new year. We have some big things planned, and that's all I can say about it. But really exciting stuff is going to happen in the future, and but right now we're just focusing on getting through the races. We've had a great season so far, and tonight's race is going to be really exciting because I've announced it to the drivers, but Rock NASCAR is going to be a guest for us at Talladega tonight. So we're very excited about that.
What's that? A guy at NASCAR?
Yeah, it's Marty Hensley from the community page, Rock NASCAR 388. He's going to be driving with us tonight. So that's kind of an announcement that I'm making right now. And the race may be over before you post this, but we're very excited tonight about Rock being a guest driver with us.
Yeah, it's to be fun. I'm gonna make it strong in your lead. So, kind of have fun with it.
Yeah, like I said, we've had 4 great races. We went to Canadian Tire 2 weeks ago, and that was a tough race, but it was still a really good race. Last week we were at Bristol, and I was fortunate enough to win that race. But we had just absolutely everybody last week that raced at Bristol, to me, won the race because it was such a great race, and everybody was so clean. There were a few wrecks, but that's Bristol. But everybody really respects everybody in RDL. Everybody gets along really well, and it really translates over to the track when you have people that really like one another and they like to spend time with one another and they respect one another. When you get on the track, that goes over to the track, and people, race so much cleaner and nicer. Doesn't mean that people don't want to win, and but it's a different environment when you have a really great group of people like we have.
If you were a betting man right now, who do you think is going to win the title at this point?
Well, I've said this since the beginning, but it probably won't happen. But I'm going to stick to my beginning, and I think Truex is going to win it. Probably at this point, it's not the best. He's still probably not the best pick, but I'm going to stick with my pick that I chose at the first of the season and see how it goes.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on and taking the time to join us. And I will see you next time on Full Throttle. Goodbye, everyone.